Good morning. Let's start the next chapter, that is the last chapter. It's chapter number 16, Garbage in, Garbage out. We throw out so much rubbish or garbage every day from our homes, schools, shops, and offices. The grains, pulses, biscuits, milk, or oil purchased in shops are packed in plastic bags or tins. All these wrapping material go out as garbage. We sometimes buy things that are rarely used and often thrown into garbage, isn't it? Many a times we don't use the things or we buy the things and we keep it in the fridge, then we realize, oh, it's all expiry date is gone, and then we need to throw it. So we produce lot of garbage. We generate so much garbage in our day-to-day activities. We often throw groundnut shells on public places. Yeah? In buses or trains, after eating the nuts, we throw away the tickets when we get off a bus. Isn't it? When you eat that moongfali, the shells you throw out, no? And the tickets and all, we just throw it. A child might go on sharpening pencils just for fun. If we make mistakes or spill ink on our notebook, we tear off the sheets, isn't it? And throw it away. And we also throw away many domestic waste such as broken toys, old clothes, shoes and slippers. What if the garbage is not removed from our homes and surroundings? How do you think this will harm us? When Safai Karamcharis take the garbage from the bins, where does the garbage go and what happened to it? Is it possible for all of this garbage to be changed into something that will not harm us? Can we contribute towards this in any way? We will look for answers to these questions in this chapter. Okay, children? Moving ahead. A step towards cleanliness, Swachh Bharat. The Prime Minister of India launched the Swachh Bharat mission, SBM. The aim of this mission is to create an open defecation free India by 2nd of October 2019. Children from Paheli and Bujor school did a project called Dealing with Garbage. We will learn about some of the things they learned through this project. Now, dealing with garbage. Safai Karamcharis collect the garbage in trucks and take it to a low-lying open area called a landfill. Please underline. What is a landfill? Landfill is nothing but the low-lying open area. Alright? So this is the low-lying open area which is called as the landfill. Moving ahead. The part of the garbage that can be reused is separated out from the one that cannot be used as such. So there the garbage is separated, right? Thus, the garbage has both useful and non-useful components. The non-useful component is separated out. It is then spread over the landfill and then covered over the layer of soil. Once the landfill is completely full, it is usually converted into a park or a playground. For the next 20 years or so, no building is constructed on it. To deal with some of the useful components of garbage, Compost making areas are developed near the landfill. What is compost? Let us learn about it from the following activity. So here children, we learned that for throwing the garbage, these Safai Karamcharis, they use the low-lying area which is called landfill. Low-lying area means this is already low and you keep on filling the. So the landfill is nothing but the low-lying area. This is already low-lying, so they keep on filling the garbage on it, and once the garbage is completely, the whole area is filled and now it is no more low-lying, then they choose the another site. But that site will never be used, or at least this site will not be used for another 20 years, because you don't know, you are using so many products in that land, like all the electronic products. There are so many radioactive products which ultimately it goes into the land and which will be harmful. So after 20 years their effects will be not as much, it will be little less, or maybe very very less. That is why nobody is allowed to stay over there at least for next 20 years. So now we will learn that there nearby they make one compost area. Okay. Now Paheli did wonder as to what could be useful garbage. Why was it thrown away in the first place? If it's a useful garbage, then why are you throwing it? Is there some garbage that is not actually garbage? Activity number 1. Collect the garbage from your house before it is thrown into the dustbin. Separate it into 2 groups so that they have group 1 and group 2. In the group 1, it will be the garbage from the kitchen, right? So garbage from the kitchen will be like peels, the fruit and vegetable peels, the eggshells, waste food, tea leaves, include newspaper, dry leaves and dry bags in this group. Now in group number 2, the pieces of cloth, polythene bags, broken glasses, aluminium wrappers, nails, old shoes and broken toys. Nails means that nail, okay, made up of iron. That nail I we're talking, okay. Now divide the contents of each group into 2 separate heaps. Label them. So here you have to label them. They are segregating the garbage here, and you have to label them as A, B, C and D. Put one of the heap from group 1 and one heap from group 2 into 2 separate bags, into 2 separate plastic bags. Now tie the mouth of these 2 bags tightly. Put all the 4 heaps in separate pits and cover them with the soil. You can also use 4 pots to bury these garbage heaps. Okay. Remove the soil after 4 days and observe the changes in the garbage. A black color and no foul smell indicates the rotting of the garbage is incomplete. Put the heap again in the pits and cover with the soil. Now observe again after every 2 days and note your observation as suggested. Did the garbage rot completely, not smell, rot only partially, rot almost completely but still smell bad, not change at all? Garbage in which heap was seen to rot and which do not. So enter 1, 2, 3, 4 in the column 16.1 based on your observation here. So children, heap 1, heap 2, heap 3, heap 4. So you have to make 4 heaps and then you have to segregate and then write down the reactions, means how much it decayed or it didn't decay. If you make any other observation, do not forget to write all these down in your notebook. So now we know that if these the garbage which are like the organic which comes from plants and animals, or the waste from plants and animals, they'll start decaying and you can turn them into the compost. Rest like cloth and the nail and metal and the glass, they will not, no, they won't decay and they will not disintegrate, they will remain same. Okay, as it is. So, if the garbage was found to rot completely and did not smell, mix it in the soil where you sow your favorite plants. There, this would provide nutrients to the plant. Okay, so if the garbage is found to rot completely, if it is completely rotten and changed into the compost, then it didn't smell, okay? Then it can be mixed in the soil near the plant. You must have observed from this activity that some things in the garbage rot. They form manure which is used for plants. The rotting and conversion of some materials into manure is called composting. Please underline the rotting and conversion of some materials into manure is called composting. Alright, so this is composting. Now, in some cities and towns, municipalities provide separate dustbins for collecting two kinds of garbage. Usually, one is colored blue and the other is green. Now, please underline these. The blue bin is for materials that can be used again, such as plastics, metals, and glass. Did you notice that these are the materials that do not rot? Okay, in the garbage heaps, so they can be recycled. The green bin is for collecting the kitchen and other plant or animal waste. You may have noticed that this type of waste rot completely when buried in the soil. So, you see why it is necessary for us to separate waste into two groups, as we did in activity number 1 before we throw it. So children, whenever you give garbage to the garbage man, municipality people, we should always segregate the, organic part with inorganic part, or the things which will decay should be kept in one packet and the things which won't decay like metal, glass, bottles, these can be plastics can be thrown in another packet. Have you noticed garbage heap of dried leaves on the roadside? Most of the time these are burnt. Farmers too often burn the husk, dried leaves and part of the crop plants in their field after harvesting. Burning of these produce smoke and gases that are harmful to our health. We should try to stop such practices. These wastes could be converted into useful compost. Okay, so here are some of the observations and thoughts noted by Paheli and Buju from their projects dealing with garbage. Buju noted in his notebook, do not burn leaves, you will not be able to tolerate the fumes. It's correct. Yeah, so we shouldn't be burning the leaves. Instead, we just make a pit, dump it inside, it will get converted into manure, isn't it? So here, next page we'll do next in the next period. Okay, chalo, see you.